Welcome to the Bonacc Inputting Training video, Part 1. Click Statement to gain access to where you will input and choose the account you'll be working from. You can move the statement page to a previous month to see your last input. We'd suggest the statement shows the month in which you are inputting so that you'll be able to view the transactions on the statement page. To record a receipt, click Add Transaction. We'll ignore the optional invoice part of the transaction, as this will be explained in the invoicing training video and is only applicable if you use the invoicing module. Enter the date the transaction was made or appears on your bank statement. Select Paying into the account and the activity for that income. In this example, it's sales. Note you have the option of inputting customer information and/or any other information in order to keep good audit trails. The total amount you receive, and the VAT will auto-calculate. If you're not registered for VAT or are on the flat rate scheme, then these defaults will be applied automatically. You have the option of entering the payment method, the invoice details, and any notes you'd like to make about the transaction. Click OK. You will see the transaction on the statement page and the new bank balance which should reconcile with your bank statement. To make a payment, the process is very similar. Add transaction, enter the date, select Paying out of the account, select the activity associated with the payment by scrolling down, or alternatively toggle with the first letter of the activity and go through the options. You will see a description of the activity. Enter the total payment amount, choose the VAT option. If this is not applicable for this transaction, change the VAT type, or if the amount on the invoice is slightly different, overtype the amount of VAT and the system will readjust the net amount. You have the option of entering the method of payment and invoice details and any notes you'd like to make about the transaction. Click OK. The transaction now shows on the statement page and the bank balance has been adjusted. The next example shows a transfer between accounts. For example, a payment from the bank to pay the monthly credit card bill. This would be a payment out of the current account. Complete the optional boxes if you wish, enter the amount and click OK. This appears on the statement page. If you change the account to the credit card account, you will then see the other side of the transaction, money coming into the credit card account, which is paying off the expenditure and reducing the amount overdrawn. You will need to be aware, when making entries on the credit card account, that the money paid from the current account has already been input. We'll return to the current account to look at some features that may help you. When adding a transaction, the Requires Checking feature means that if you're not sure about something, this transaction will be checked and edited, if necessary, by either you or the accountant. If you tick this box, please enter some information in the notes to remind yourself of the issue or for the accountant to see, and then save the transaction as normal. You will see that the Statements page shows this transaction in red as a visual reminder that a cheque is required. You can email the accountant, who will advise you, or the accountant can correct the transaction. You may be entering a transaction and do not know what activity to choose. In this example, we have bought a small camera. You can choose the emergency activity and write in some notes about the transaction to help the accountant choose the correct activity. As with the Requires Checking feature, you can email the accountant for advice or leave it for the accountant to change at the year end. To edit a transaction, find the transaction on the statement page, click Edit and then edit the information as necessary. In this example, we are changing the activity. If the Requires Checking box has been ticked, untick it, otherwise at year end you'll be asked to confirm the entry again. To delete a transaction, find the transaction on the statement page, click Delete by the side of the transaction and then Delete in the transaction box to confirm. Many small businesses pay for business expenditure out of their own pocket and don't formally claim the money back. If this is the case, choose your personal funds account if you're a sole trader or partnership, or the director's loan account if you're a limited company. These accounts are set up automatically by the system. Enter the transaction. In this example, it's a parking cost. There'll be no balance to work to. The accountant will clear this down at year end and offset it against your drawings. This is the end of part 1 of this 2-part training guide. Now please view part 2.